Hello Pisces, welcome to my channel and thank you very much for all your likes and your support and your subscription. I really appreciate it. I've also included in this reading good dates for you to execute or initiate your relationship. Should some of you decide to, just maybe start a relationship, or you have met somebody and you want to just go out on a date or whatever, and you want it to turn out right. In other words, these dates are not exactly what you call electional dates, but they could be electional dates. Electional dates are very precise. In other words, you're going to hit your target using an electional chart. But these are just dates where you start something, you go out on a date, it'll usually end well. In other words, it's not going to end up in a real heartache or something like that. If you really have to, if you've been thinking about asking someone out, or if you've been thinking about accepting invitation, well, this is just a suggested. These are just suggested dates. But if you're going to start something, of course, you may want to start it when all the planets are in good aspect. But in any case, whether it's just a casual date or whatever, it should end well. Okay, that's the main focus of an electional chart. You pick a date that is good so that the things can progress well, and those are the dates. And the most important thing is the how it ends, because moon takes over and determines how things are going to end. And these have always been so correct that I have been using this. So this is why I would like to, if you would like to use it, I've included on those dates. If you don't, that's fine too. But let me start. You guys are definitely, see, the reason I'm doing this is okay, let me get to the horary part. I've been thinking about introducing horary, and I'm going to do it. I don't know how I will do it with such a vast majority, because we have time differences from East Coast time, Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Time to Western Daylight Time. But I'm going to pick a date, and of course I'm going to tweak it a little bit so that it's a good date, because I've had that happen to me long ago, and it actually happened. I mean, it really happened. So I'm thinking about uploading something about myself and how I manifested, but it did happen. So I'm gonna see if I can offer that to all of you subscribers. If you have something in your heart that you want to manifest, some of you are in a very good position, and some of you will realize it quicker than others, depending on your time, because horary is based on the time and location. As I said, you guys of all the signs are really ahead, and then comes let's see, I think it was Taurus is another one, and Virgo is another one, and of course Sagittarius is another one too. But you guys are like up there. It's simply because of the way these planets are moving. I mean, it's headed your way, absolutely. But if you guys have some desire, well, I would like for you to manifest that. So look out for those for that date. I'm gonna figure out a way, and I can tell you that the elections really happen too, because you can make it work. I've done it many times, and of course horary is absolute. Once you ask a question, it answers you. It is absolute, because horary is about who, what, where, when. And okay, so let me get to your reading for this month. Some of you have or are receiving money from other sources other than your earnings this month. This can be contracts, trusts, brokerage, estate, refunds, settlements, and especially those who are Pisces ascendant or Sun in the first house. Some of you may be getting a new job or a new position, and new money is coming from your job. Some of you are also starting to look for a new job. This is good. For those in the first and second group, please look at the group division by dates. You will be getting a good news. This news will likely have health, speculative venture like gambling or trading, or work, employment benefits, and some are heartwarming. So if you have been worried, that is alleviated and you feel much joy. There is joy associated with this news. And for some of you, it could be perhaps your heart's desire is coming back or something like that. For those of you who have been wishing for something or even someone, you will likely get communication that confirms you are going to realize your goal, plan, or wishes. For those of you who are self-employed, there is an activity or something that indicates that your venture or idea is crystallizing. If you belong to a group or organization of friends or people who can come back to you or help you from behind the scene, it is a good alliance for you. There could be friends or even organization that could bring help or opportunity to you. That is also part of the good news. If you should be given an opportunity, ask yourself, does opportunity knock twice? What I'm saying for this month is that the offers coming towards you should be good. Even going back to your old group of friends or organization is going to benefit you. Why? You have Venus in a good aspect to your Sun. In fact, these people or things or even work you did in the past should be looked at again with fresh new set of eyes from every angle you can until your creative mind finds something useful. Why is that? In July, there will be new shift in your life. Therefore, those of you who are committed to manifesting your destiny, look long term. Remember that Jupiter is in very strong position in Sagittarius. Even though you have no planets in Sagittarius, it is a sign that your ruler of your Sun co-rules Pisces. And right now, Jupiter and Neptune are in a very strong position. Let me put it another way. Right now, Jupiter and Neptune are in a square. Jupiter rules the sign Sagittarius and Pisces. Neptune rules only Pisces. Sagittarius is all about luck and abundance, among other things. The rich is ruled by Jupiter. The poor is ruled by Saturn and Pisces, or Neptune, its ruler. As Pisces, you have the choice. Do you want rich or do you want poor? You can dream and make that dream happen, or you can dream only, not make dreams happen. It's just your choice. You now have the opportunity. You are truly lucky because both rulers are in their sign of strength. Then the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse aspects your Sun so well, saying that it's your time. Why? Because solar eclipse is in the water sign Cancer, and lunar eclipse is in the earth sign Capricorn. So it's now or never. You guys have to seize this moment, because this isn't gonna. I mean, Jupiter isn't gonna. Once you miss the boat, I mean, it's going to take another 12 years to be in this type of situation. But for Pisces, I think things are going to go well anyway, because if you do miss this opportunity, maybe it comes around well, it's headed your way because it's now in Sagittarius, so it's headed your way. But you don't want to get there and say, I could have, should have, would have, and then just decide, okay, I'm going to do it now. But you see, you've missed all the good moves. When at that time, in about 3 years, you can be way, way, way up there, even go to Pluto. So keep that in mind. Neptune is the dream that people cannot even imagine, and that's your ruler. I mean, this is something very etheric in form. It's elusive and unreal. And what I'm saying is that you can make it real. Walt Disney is Sagittarius, Sun, and Neptune is highly elevated in the 10th house of career success. Remember, he may be a Sagittarius, but the ruler rules Pisces also. And having that strength and having Neptune all the way in the 10th house, you may want to look up Walt Disney's chart. All the way at the top, he created something that's imaginary. That's what Walt Disney does. But you will see that Neptune rules the 10th house, and that 10th house is the career and absolute success, and also rules his house of public. I mean, Disney is one of the most powerful corporations in the world. Disney is all imaginary. See, so as I said, Neptune, because Sagittarius, even though he's Sagittarius, Jupiter rules Pisces. He made use of that Neptune. So, and now also look at Alan Greenspan, former head of Federal Reserve during Clinton administration. He's a Pisces, and his moon is in Sagittarius. And he was the most powerful man who controlled the money of U.S. He had the power to move interest rates, contract and expand money supply, hence move the world markets. His sun and moon are both ruled by Sagittarius. Neptune rules just his sun. So look at your natal chart, study it, and have a mental picture of where your planets are in your natal chart. But I mean, that was the absolutely the best use of Neptune and Jupiter, because he's Pisces. So that means that he can use Sagittarius and he could use Pisces. So in July, an opportunity comes in the beginning of the month that will change your focus. And this is the shift. Some of you can even consider this a turning point. Those born in group 1 and 2 will feel it, depending on where the solar eclipse hits in your natal chart. That solar eclipse will be about speculation, gambling, or taking a chance. It's taking a chance. It could be any area of your life. It is important because this solar eclipse has a transformative mission. It will be good, sets into motion an activity where you initiate it. Take matters into your hands, matters of the house in your chart, to help you take control to make things happen. You take the bull by the horn, not passively. You are stirred into action with dignity. This solar eclipse, however, comes with some heavy strings attached, or cost, or obligation, or responsibility, or commitment that could hinder your activities. That is if you allow it to, but you can work around it simply because the promise of success is already there with the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. But the monkey wrench is thrown in, meaning you may be the type, and I think this is the best way to put it. If you're a type where you don't really want to commit, guess what? You would probably have to commit, because that just goes with the territory. Do you want success? Well, then you have to commit, and you have to do other things, handle other things. So that is if you allow to throw a monkey wrench in your affairs. Maybe some of you have other obligations or prior engagements. Keep this in back of your mind. You may need funds or financing to get things going. In other words, if you have a project in mind, you're going to realize that this project is big and you're going to need financing. So you have to, that's the part where it's going to take up a lot of your energy, but the result is going to be good because Jupiter is headed into Pisces. So keep that in mind. Go for it. What do you have to lose? If you may want to go for cloud lending or angel investors or whatever, just take a shot. Remember, this solar eclipse says taking a chance, and you have to look at it. What do you have to lose? Your life? I don't think so, because this is not about your life. I mean, losing your life. This is about going and getting what you want. So group 1 will get it before group 2. So group 1, Pisces, would already know what it is. It's a separating aspect for the group 1 people. The group 2 people will see things unfolding. Now, why is this? The solar eclipse is an applying aspect for the group 1 people. No, for the group 2 people. For those in group 1 and 2, love is in the air also, especially those with Sun in first house or Pisces ascendant. This is a shift that is happening. For some, you could be pregnant. Some may have something to celebrate. For some, sex could play an important role, as well as some surgical procedures. That's if you decide to choose it, to go that route. But there's a lot of stuff happening in Pisces life. I mean, I think a lot of you are feeling it going forward. Some of you may even be thinking about changing your appearance. I am referring to what's coming up. I am laying out the long term so you can prepare. The best way to use astrology for me is to prepare for the turning points, and on days that are challenging, you can really apply yourself to whatever has to be done. Not on a bad day, you don't want to initiate anything because it's going to turn out badly and you would have wasted your time, although you could learn lesson. But if you're thinking about initiating action, you certainly want to take a good day to do that, or use an electional chart. At least you know where you are headed. So you already see the light at the end of the tunnel, and the grand prize is the most important. Not the weekly or bi-monthly or monthly. Small changes would not bother you when you know you are going to get your heart's desire. In the third group, you will be shifting focus, or there will be matters that comes to light about career, authority, and relationships. This could be about obligation, commitment, authority issues in career or job, or with employer or superior, as well as love relationship. Regardless, the aspects are good, so you just have to work things out or sort things out. Like the second group, monkey wrench is thrown your way. Romance or relationship could change. Group dynamics also shifts, and you could leave a group for something better. this group or membership dynamics come to full light. Sorry about that background noise. That's the train coming. I'm in my studio. Um, and uh, and I don't know if I mentioned before, my studio has a 25-foot ceiling, and behind the building are the train tracks, and they go to. But this wasn't bad. But sorry about the noise. So don't waste your time. This is very possible because Jupiter is square Neptune. There is a tendency to procrastinate when you have Jupiter square Neptune. So I made a video for you if you like to use for visualization and manifestation. Do you have the burning desire for something? Then if you do, you may want to use it, or maybe you already know about the using the sounds to bring your brain waves uh, lower so that it can get into your subconscious mind. And in going into subconscious mind, well, it becomes a habit and you actually make it real. So I believe astrology is absolutely reliable tool for prediction. I also believe that you achieve your desire through a powerful technique of visualization. The trick is to make that visual image so real. After constant repetition, your conscious believes it is, and your desire is turned into reality. This is a hypnosis or meditational technique, and you just absolutely have to relax and bring your brain waves to alpha or theta frequency. So I created a video, and you can use it until you get the hang of it. It is a training video. Once you get the rhythm, you can get into that creation space on your own without the video. So depend on yourself. Believe in yourself. And why am I combining astrology and subconscious programming? Because our natal planets are dispersed around 12 houses. The angles are powerful and can manifest quickly. However, if your ascendant ruler or the sun are in Caden house or Caden houses, those houses are weaker. You'll need to work to change certain habits or empower them. For instance, if your ascendant ruler or sun is common, Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, these are the common signs, they happen to be in a Caden house, you could head north and end up south or anywhere but the intended destination. Therefore, that person will change course many times and could be frustrated, so he or she would likely give up. But what's the remedy? For many, and there could be many bad starts, but if that person has a compass like astrology that can guide the way, it becomes easier to achieve using mind training. So astrology foretells timing. When will it manifest? The mind creates your desire. I talk about group 1 and 2, but if you have planets in 5 to 18 degrees of Pisces, you will also be touched. The new moon in Taurus is really a blessing. In the love and relationship arena, for those who want a long-term or more of a committed relationship, you can initiate it on the 11th. Matters should go well. On the 18th, start after 8 to 9 p.m. 8 to 9 p.m. The 19th is good, but it would not be as stable. The 22nd should be avoided at all cost. Love and relationship looks good. People you meet are good. If you meet someone on or start a relationship this month, it could be a good month to do so. Romance-wise, this is a good month. So, money and love go hand in hand, and you can see that this month. To get you ready for July, then September. For some of you, it's relationship or love. This month, you could meet or start a relationship. It's good, but there are days to avoid. If a job offer comes, it's good time to take it. Why? Because Venus, Sun, Mercury, all in harmony with Saturn and Pluto. Lunations are in harmony with your Sun. Next month, Venus contra-parallels Jupiter. There's a coming together to bring matters to fruition, but then parts. For instance, if you are selling a house, and you, even though it's yours and you do sell it because you're the owner, it takes a third party, such as a real estate agent. And that real estate agent's role is to bring the buyer and seller together. And you guys don't come face to face immediately. You really don't meet until sometimes you don't even meet. But that third party, the real estate agent or whoever it is, if you have a friend that's trying to bring you two together, or anything like that, or if you're using a dating service, there's a third party involved. It will be good for that because it contra-parallels. In other words, there's a parallel and a contra-parallel. Contra-parallel does not stick, meaning somebody leaves after the two or whatever you guys come together. It's just for that moment or for that transaction or for that deal or whatever. But the parallel means if you ask me, am I going to marry this person, and there's a parallel, my answer is yes, absolutely, and it's going to last. Why? Because it's a parallel. So where was I? Lunations are in harmony with your Sun. Okay, so next month, Venus contra-parallels Jupiter, and there is another aspect, which is Mercury and Mars. Excuse me, they're out of bounds, and parallel lunation in common sign. This is a relationship that could get out of control or go beyond control and will endure. I'll take it up next month, but that is going to be a good aspect if you are going that way. But of course, you got to make sure that's what you want. But why do I say that, or why do I bring that up to you? Because Jupiter is involved. Watch the stock market. In fact, watch my other video on the bull bear market. That's for the stock market. I stated that it was going to be about the wages. The U.S. wages are high. And yesterday they got a report that the U.S. wages are up and the GDP is up. And I reported that last month. So that's why I said astrology is absolute. And this is why I use it for the stock market. And in fact, my new moon in Taurus, I talk about the jobs. The jobs market was tremendous. It was beyond what was expected. Meaning the U.S. GDP is growing. The job market is higher. It has never seen this high since 1969. So I tell you, this astrology does absolutely work. If you're dealing with money from speculation, it should bear good news. And I'm talking to you, Pisces, now, for you personally. This could also be about insurance, workman's comp, employment benefits. For those of you with children, you could hear good news if they're at a distance. For some, your child's finances come to fore. Overall, there'll be good news about that too. News could be about surgery or health, or perhaps someone in your circle is having some health problems. And perhaps you didn't know about it or you didn't expect it. But just keep that in mind and be sympathetic, I guess. The reason I am focusing you on keeping your eyes on the ball, your goal, is because you are on your path to glory. Some of you. Planets are there to make it happen. This year is good. Next year, there will be some hurdles. And this is why I'm urging you guys to move, and get on the wave or get on that train now. Why? Venus and Mars goes retrograde next year. Venus in Gemini, Mars in Aries. Saturn also moves into Aquarius. Some of you in group 1 save up for your vehicle, because you may want to invest in a vehicle. And you got lots going for you this year and next. So take all you can this year, because you have good things happening. You actually can move forward. Next year, you should be steering the course. Take matters into your own hands. Don't live day by day. Be ready to get on higher ground. Don't get distracted. Because if you look back to last year, the fall especially, or the late summer, Mars went retrograde. That definitely hurt a lot of people. And then you had Jupiter going into Scorpio, and in Scorpio you have 19 degrees and 21 degrees that are not good, because 19 degrees Alpha Serpentis. Serpentis, that's serpent, and actions really hurt you. So you have to keep in mind, in a retrograde period, you don't want to initiate anything. And with Venus retrograde, you certainly do not want to initiate a relationship. So you want to kind of steer around that and keep your focus, and don't try to do something. Don't try to launch a whatever it is, relationship, job, or whatever. Because with that Venus retrograde, I can tell you, the money's not even going to be good. Relationship's not even going to be good. So keep that in mind. With Mars retrograde, yes, it's going to come back, and it could be okay if there is a reception. But if there isn't, it's still retrograde, and that's not good, especially for you females. Mars retrograde is really not good. Okay. And keep in mind that you are definitely moving higher. So, very lucky. Things are really turning around for you. So, both eclipses are favorable, and your ruler is strong in its own sign. Very, very lucky. So don't get carried away. Keep your eye on the prize. Until next time, visualize. Believe. That's the most important thing. Visualize until you believe that it's real. And it's yours. It's real.